Good evening, you're watching the evening bulletin of Northeast Wave Shots with me Pratima Sharma. Here are the headlines, starting off with the national news. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari said that the government is constructing the world's longest highway, Delhi-Mumbai Express Highway. According to Gadkari, the project will get over by March 2022. Labour and Employment Minister Bhupendra Yadav expressed happiness that in less than a month, over 1 crore people have registered on the eShram portal. Ministry of Labour and Employment India has started a new portal named eShram Portal for the welfare of workers. Candidates who register for eShram will get a unique identification number UAN card through the CSC NDUW eShram card online registration online. Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka aspirants can get jobs in future. Prime Minister Modi held a marathon meeting with the secretaries of central government departments on 18th of September and wondered why the bureaucrats, despite having vision for development, lacked in the execution. The Congress Scheduled Caste Department on September 17, 2021 passed a resolution calling for senior leader Rahul Gandhi's appointment as the president of the party. Sonia Gandhi had taken over as interim Congress president after Rahul Gandhi resigned from the top post in the wake of the party's Lok Sabha poll debacle in May 2019. Ministry of Civil Aviation increases passenger capacity from 72.5% to 85% amid COVID-19. Assam, the BJP Saturday nominated Union Minister Sarbananda Sonowal and L. Murugan for the Rajya Sabha by-elections from Assam and Madhya Pradesh respectively. The Election Commission announced by-polls on October 4th for 1 seat each in West Bengal, Assam, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh and 2 in Tamil Nadu. Delhi Metro ropeway link for blue and red lines is the proposed ropeway link between Vaishali Metro Station on the blue line and Mohan Nagar Station on the red line has submitted the documents to the Ghaziabad Development Authority. The cost of the project has been pegged at Rs 487 crore and it is set to be completed by 2024. Karnataka has vaccinated 75% of its eligible population against COVID-19 with the first dose and 24% with both doses. Kerala prepares to reopen schools from November 1st after remaining closed for over 1.5 years amid COVID pandemic. Class 11 exams in Kerala to be held from September 24th to 18th of October, adhering to COVID-19 protocol, General Education Minister V. Sivankuti said. Union Home Minister Amit Shah releases 5 lakh gas connections for poor families of Madhya Pradesh while he was addressing the inauguration program of the second phase of Ujjwala Yojana in Jabalpur on 18th of September. Chief Minister of Manipur N. Biren Singh launched a program for distribution of benefits under the Economic Development Program and Pradhan Mantri Jan Vikas Karyakram at Imphal on 18th of September. Nagaland accepts new system of opposition-less government at all-party meet. A much-awaited Naga peace accord, the Naga peace settlement. The new nomenclature for having an opposition-less government was approved by way of a resolution on 18th of September, that is on Saturday. Punjab Captain Amrinder Singh quits as Punjab Chief Minister, accuses Congress party of humiliating him continuously. He has tendered his resignation letter to the Governor of Punjab, Banwari Lal Purohit. The Punjab Congress Legislative Party has passed a resolution giving powers to the Congress National President Sonia Gandhi to decide the new Chief Minister of the state. Ravindra Narayan Ravi was on 18th of September sworn in as the Governor of Tamil Nadu, succeeding Banwari Lal Purohit, who has since been shifted to Punjab. Ravi, shifted from Nagaland, said he saw his new role more as an opportunity than a challenge. Former Union Minister Babul Supriyo joined Trinamool Congress Party in the presence of TMC's National General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee. The two-term MP Babul Supriyo had unsuccessfully contested the 2021 West Bengal Assembly election as BJP candidate from Toliganj constituency. He was stripped of his ministry during the last cabinet reshuffle. Bollywood. The CBDT on 18th of September alleged that actor Sonu Sood and his associate evaded tax of Rs 20 crore and claimed that after the income tax department raided him and a linked Lucknow-based infrastructure group, it was found that he routed his unaccounted income in the form of bogus unsecured loans from many bogus entities. It also accused Sood of violating the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act while raising donations from abroad. Coming forward to the defense news, Chief of Defense Staff General Bipin Rawat has said that India is looking at creating a rocket force as part of a first step up on enhancing its military capabilities, alluding to hostile moves by India's northern neighbor. India's command structure of theatre commands. Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat formally outlined the structure of India's theatre commands. The existing 17 single service commands will be integrated into 4 geographical commands, each with elements from all 3 services. Army taps Bengaluru-based firm for specialized sites in use with forces abroad. The Army has placed orders with an Indian firm for specialized sites under emergency procurement to help some of its allied units operating in both urban warfare and at the borders. 460 youth from Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh joined allied JAKLI Infantry of Indian Army. 460 passing out young soldiers from the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh at JAKLI Training Camp, Dansal District, Jammu. The attestation parade was reviewed by Lieutenant General N.K. Das, Commandant OTA Chennai. Moving forward to the international news. The National Investigation Agency NIA said that it has probed as many as 37 cases of terror attacks associated with the Islamic State so far, with the most recent being registered by the agency in 2021 of June. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. J. Shankar discussed recent developments in the Indo-Pacific and Afghanistan with French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian. Foreign Affairs Minister of Saudi Arabia Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud arrived in New Delhi. Dealing with the new Taliban government and bolstering bilateral energy ties with India are going to be the topmost agenda items for Saudi Arabia's Minister for Foreign Affairs Prince Faisal bin Farhan bin Abdullah Al Saud, who arrives in New Delhi on a 2-day visit on 18th of September. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar participated in the G20 Agriculture Ministerial meeting organized by Italy on 18th of September, which holds the presidency of G20. Global community must ensure Afghan soil is not used for terrorism, Prime Minister Modi said at SCO-CSTO meet. India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation certified exquisite MRO services in Dubai to carry out line and heavy maintenance on various types of Indian-registered Dassault Falcon business jets. Dynamatic Technologies has been awarded a contract for manufacturing assemblies for Boeing's newest tactical fighter F-15EX Eagle II. This is the first aerostructures for the latest and most advanced F-15EX Eagle II will be made in India. Moving forward with the world news. Russia is holding elections to the State Duma, the lower house of parliament, from 24th of September, that is on Friday. The voting will take place till 26th of September over a 3-day period due to the COVID-19 pandemic. US, the UK and Australia. The big news of this week in the formation of a new military alliance of Australia, the UK and the US. With this new alliance, the first major initiative is helping Australia in building nuclear-powered submarines for its navy. The UN Security Council abruptly approved a resolution on 17th of September saying that Afghanistan's new Taliban rulers need to establish an inclusive government that has the full, equal and meaningful participation of women and upholds human rights. Coming towards the end, let's look at the COVID update. India reported 30,773 new COVID-19 infections in the last 24 hours, 13.7% lower than yesterday, while active cases increased to 3,32,158 according to the Union Health Ministry data updated on Sunday. Besides, 309 deaths were also reported in the last 24 hours. The active cases now comprise 0.99% of the total infections, while the recovery rate has been recorded at 97.68%, it said. As many as 38,945 recoveries were reported in the 24 hours, that increased the total recovery figures to 3,26,71,167. Around 80.43 crore vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive, of which 85,42,732 were administered in the last 24 hours. So this is all for today. Keep watching Northeast Webshot. We are also available on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. This is me, Pratima Sharma, signing off for today. Good night.